Igbo mụrụ nze m ọzọ, anyị ekene unu ọzọ n'ụbọchị uhuruchi tata. Anyị sị unu ụtụtụ ọma, efifie ọma, mgbede ọma, site na ngara ebe isi wee na-esoyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ n'ụbọchị nke taa na Igbo midia, bụ ebe anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ ife gbara ọkpụrụkpụ na-eme na ana Igbo dị iche iche, obodo dị iche iche na ana Igbo na obodo nke anyị nọ n'ime ya. Dịka o si dị, ọbụna nke a bụ mgbọsị izizi gị ị na-esonyere anyị n'iru akwụkwọ na Igbo midia, ekabalụ ka imetụ aka n'ebe a na-acha red and subscribe, share ekwe ya, gbakwa ụmụnne anyị ndị ọzọ ka fa na-esonyekwara anyị n'ihe anyị na-eme.
Die in Aba, and they went and actually died. We have the recent one, and I want to ask you, have there been any consequences from their side? The answer is no. But you know, we are not going to overlook those things based on the fact that they are not supporting what we are doing. Every Biafran is recognized by Biafra government. Government is a government. We are not organization. We're not IPOB that you say you don't register. You are not a registered member. No, that is the difference. So when those people were killed in Aba, we made sure that the Nigeria government that killed them pay for it. And today, believe me, they have paid more than that expected. So the government of Biafra is living up to its responsibility. And we have also made sure that those of our people who think that the government is just a shambolic one, in their various communities, there has been peace and tranquility, while other people in Nigeria are facing extinction, including displacement, going to IDP camp, killing them, abducting school children, killing women, and all that. They are all happening all over Nigeria. It is only in Biafra territory that that is not happening. And I'm telling you, any day they try and abduct anybody in mass in Biafra land, believe me, I will not say what we're going to do, but we know where to hold them. The time has come that you must be speaking very bold. Do not be scared of your enemy. The invasion of Biafra land must stop. The terrorist checkpoint in Biafra land must be disbanded. Let me tell you, it is something that is going to take time. We are not going to say, we are not saying that it must end in one day or in 1 week. It is something that is going to take time. We are fighting a terrorist government that has billions of dollars. And so far, so good. Systematically, as you can see, we are defeating them. And the defeat will continue. So my fellow Biafran, the 2nd of December declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra is very sacrosanct. We maintain it is very, very sacrosanct. The ongoing self-referendum is very important, that you stick and make sure that your people in your villages, in your town, participate in the voting. We need as many number of votes as possible in order to legitimize or to validate the actions of the government. We must get a reasonable number of votes, and we'll have time. Those states that are yet to receive their tablet, especially the electoral officials, you are going to receive your tablet very, very soon. So, but for now, it is very imperative that the media team of the Biafra Republic government in exile and every lovers of Biafra government in exile and those who are individually broadcasting on their own must channel their energy to the voting for self-referendum. Very, very important. We need to get as many votes as possible before October this year. The first phase of this voting is going to end next month, which is May. After that, we'll go to the second voting, and then we'll go to the third voting, to the third phase. So it is very, very important. This is what is going to define a lot of things that will happen this year. For those who do not understand how the Biafra independence and liberation is going to happen, of course, I'll always explain this. On the 2nd of December, 2024, when we have gathered enough vote and see that Biafra people have given their consent to the government, we will declare the restoration of independent state of Biafra. And we are going to intensify the defense of our land. We are also going to intensify the delegitimization of the Nigeria state within Biafra. In addition to that, we will intensify our diplomatic fight to see the recognition of Biafra. Like you hear our Director General of Foreign Affairs Ministry talked about Belgium. It is the same everywhere. Biafra is the only country that actually have enjoyed recognition. No other country has been recognized during the declaration of independence. It is only Biafra that we recognize. And the people do not understand the importance of these recognitions. The past leaders of the Biafra movement have done very well, but nobody has been able to break the chains to benefit what this recognition has to offer. The Biafra government is doing everything to make sure that the recognition of Biafra is restored. We are also filing application in the next 10 days. We are filing application to many authorities that you are going to hear from the media announcement. This application has to do with the recognition of Biafra. And also, we will make sure that the international stage, at the international stage, Biafra become a topic. Biafra is not going to be a topic by carrying flag and running around in the street. Biafra can never be a topic by coming on social media and shouting Simon Ekpa is a criminal. Biafra can never be a topic by calling Ike Kweremadu Onyoshi. Biafra can never be a topic by claiming that or shouting that Tinubu is a drug pusher. No, we have done all those. Everybody knows Tinubu is a drug pusher. Everybody knows Tinubu is a criminal. But that is not the reason to fight for Biafra. The reason to fight for Biafra has to do with the fight to preserve yourself, the fight to preserve your life, the fight to make sure that your culture, your way of life is preserved, and of course, the people as Biafra nation as a large. The fight to live, the fight to life, that is the reason for Biafra. The reason for Biafra is not because Nigeria is corrupt. No. The reason for Biafra is because Nigeria is not a country. The reason for fighting for Biafra is because when Nigeria was created, the people of Biafra did not consent to Nigeria. The reason for fighting for Biafra is because the original plan of Nigeria has changed without you knowing it. The reason for Biafra exit today is because while Nigeria was recognized as a secular state, today it is no longer a secular state. It has changed from the backyard to Islamic State. That is the reason, without your consent. The reason for Nigeria to break away, to break into how many pieces but Biafra own is that we are only interested in our own nation and our own people. And let me tell you the fact. The old Eastern Nigeria that fought Biafra war remain Biafra people. Those who say they are not Biafra, the referendum is going on. You may decide not to, you may decide to say no to the referendum. And when the result comes, we are going to check you. But for now, Biafra remain 40 United States of Biafra. And the old Eastern region is the Biafra. And those who will tell you that Igbo 5 state should go, you know, these are the issues that I really don't want to talk about because it does not make sense. Igbo does not have 5 states. If you talk about Igbo, there are Igbo in Benue State, there are Igbos in Kogi State, and so if they are telling you Igbos, what is going to happen to the Igbo in Benue State? What is going to happen to the Igbos in River State? And let me tell you, these are just, when we talk about Igbo, we talk about those speaking Igbo. There are Igbos that doesn't speak Igbo. These are the ones you find in Ijo, Efik, Urobo. These are Igbos that doesn't speak Igbo language. What do you do to them? Anyway, my people in Belgium, you have a very important role to play in this struggle or not in the liberation of Biafra. Our achievements speak for itself. I will not sit here and start listening the achievement of the Biafra government in exile. Our own is that we've made sure that the legality of the government in exile has been proven beyond every reasonable doubt in accordance with international law. Our own job now is to continue to push for the recognition of this government, including the de facto government in the homeland. The structure of the government has met the 1933 Montevideo Convention of a state. And now that this particular formation of the government and structure has been achieved, we now focus on the delegitimization of Nigeria. Cover Nigeria Igwe as much as possible. That is all. You have to prove to the international community how serious you are. And of course, the next is to the UN. We will hit them very hard with evidence. So for peace to return to the entire West Africa, Biafra must be free. The continual subjugation of Biafra, the continual forceful union in Nigeria will never restore peace in the West Africa. And this particular peace will go beyond West Africa up to the entire Africa and Sahel. Because the exit of Biafra will also end the upsurge of terrorists within the Sahel region. The interest that the terrorists have, that is the reason they are invading Nigeria today, the majority percent of this interest lies in the Biafra soil. And so the exit of Biafra will end the entire terrorist plan in Africa. And everybody must understand this. So when we fight for our freedom, we are not just fighting for the freedom of Biafra alone. We are fighting for the mankind. We are fighting for the preservation of the human life within the Sahel region. So any nation, any government that is very responsible must support Biafra. But like everybody knows, we are not bothered whether a government recognizes Biafra government or not. We know that we must continue to do that which is right according to international law until they are forced to recognize Biafra. Because the time is coming when you can't hide away from what we are doing. The time is coming when this government, who have refused to comment on the activities and the status of Biafra, will be forced to comment. And though the time is coming when the United Nations, who have remained mute and the spirit of I don't care, will be forced to comment on Biafra. And that will determine, that comment will come as a result of our determination, our resilience, and what we have to do to delegitimize Nigeria state within Biafra land. And that's where we are going today. The economic sanction strangulation continues. So Belgian people, I want you to understand that for us to go deeper into the affair of the Biafra Republic government in exile is something that takes a lot of time. We are now going to start the awareness like never before, making sure that our people will listen to the voice of Biafra radio from the satellite, and our people will listen to the voice of Biafra television, satellite TV in Biafra land, and that is already happening. We are live on satellite on TV, live on satellite on radio, and we are still spreading. Now we have ordered that the entire coastal state, the state from the coastal region, will have, first of all, we'll have this radio, the FM 97.5 FM from the satellite spread across the state before we talk of the hinterland. Because in the hinterland, the entire Biafrans are aware of what is going on. So our satellite is focused on the coastal side. And from this week, we are into one of the hinterland state will test run the satellite radio from the Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafra de facto government. So please, if you are one of those who are an officer for the voting for the referendum, please, you have to beef up your activities. We need as many votes as possible before October. This is very, very important. We need as many votes as possible. So I want to thank you for supporting this government up to this point, and our activities in defending Biafra land will continue. That is not going back. From here, I thank you very much. Airborne to the Biafra Republic, airborne to the Biafra Liberation Army, airborne to the Biafra Defense Forces. Thank you all. Your flag and the arms will continue to go against the enemy, which is the Nigeria terrorist state, and will protect our women and our children, and nobody will intimidate us to drop our arms for self-defense. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, a round of applause for our Prime Minister. This is a wonder. This is not thank you very much, our Prime Minister. This is a wonderful.
Unmute yourself and a round of applause everywhere, please.
A round of applause. A round of unmute yourself. You can mute yourself and a round of applause.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you, my Prime Minister.
My Prime Minister.
Thank you, my Prime Minister. Minister, thank you very much.
We're proud of you. Bless you, my brother.
Thank you. Please unmute yourself. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our Prime Minister, for this wonderful advice to us and what you have been going through. This is not easy, and we all can see how much effort. And we ask ourselves, do you really have enough nice sleep? Because to be able to handle this degree of pressure and what we are facing with Nigeria is just spiritual. It is a spiritual thing, and it's not ordinary human being that can handle it. And that is why it will take us to our next point in this very program now. I am now allowed to speak as a rep, Belgium rep. I wanted to encourage our people. I want to encourage our people with this, what you have done here. You're giving me more platform to address our people, to really encourage the people who are still thinking, sitting on the fence, to know that what we are doing is not ordinary. I have 3 prophetic code dimensions that I want to discuss with our people. I'm not gonna take much of your time. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, some time ago, before he was rendition from Kenya, made a comment that a new dimension. He said, go and listen to Master Simon Ekwa. He has brought a new dimension to this very struggle. And people did not understand what that means. And by the time he said it, most people do not know who you are until they started gradually listening to you. And today, that prophecy has come to pass. So our people, they go to church. Our people, they try to say they have a lot of knowledge, but they do not see when a prophecy was given. So I am here with my knowledge about prophetic and who is involved in the spiritual things. I want to let our people understand who you follow. The reason why I want to raise this point, I want to discuss this very particular issue, a particular dimension that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about that is fulfilled today before them, and most of them do not understand it, is because we are still facing resistance from most people, from Biafrans living abroad, or some of them home. It is not appropriate that you continue to live in blindness. That is why I want to put you through. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made that dimension. When he made that comment, it was prophecy. He said, go and listen to Mazi Simon Ekwa. He brought another dimension. So if you look at it, that dimension is what we are in today. We are in that dimension right now as we are speaking. So that dimension is not something you read in the page of a book or something that is in the Bible. They think of Bible is in heaven. No, it's here. So please, you have to make up your mind and know who you follow. I'm going to give you the story of what happened. Because through the derogatory names they were giving our Prime Minister, that is how you know he deciphered that this is prophetic. What he's doing is a call. He's not just taking it upon himself to do what he's doing. If it's ordinarily that you are going to do what he's doing, he would have by now quit, because there's so much pressure on him. Let me give you an example of what happened in the Bible. There was a certain man called Jesse in the Bible. This man has sons. And there was a prophet that was sent to him. That prophet Samuel was sent to him to go and anoint one of his children, they want to be the king to lead Israel because Israel was under attack by Philistines. So when the man got to the house of Jesse, he brought all his children out. These children, he brought the big ones, very tall ones. The prophet would tell him, not this one. He told him, is it all your children? Because I brought about 7 of them. He said, is it all your children? He said, no, there's one little one that is tending the sheep in the field. While they were talking, David came in. He said, this is the one. Okay, the prophet, God spoke to him that this is the one. He had put oil on his head. Now, when he put oil in his head, then he left. What happened from that moment? That little person, I'm going to connect this. To follow me what I'm saying, because I want to connect the dots so that you can understand who the God has put in our place, in the person of Master Simon Ekpa. So what happened? When he went to the field to give food to the brothers because they were facing Israelites, they were defending the Israelites Israel against the Palestinians. So when he got there, and then he looked at Goliath, he said, this man, you are the one that is threatening the God's choosing people. Today, God will give you into my hand, and I will cut off your head. Now, do you know how I'm coming to the point, to the cross of this very story? Follow me. The cross of it is that David was considered a short man. And what did the people who didn't understand who Master Simon Ekpa is? They call him, what do they call him? Most of you know, I don't want to mention it, the derogatory name. So now, let me bring you home to what I'm trying to achieve here. There's another prophet in Yoruba land, not an Igbo man. He said that God showed him a vision. This vision was a poppy. That this poppy was moving, and then when the poppy looked back, he saw animals with features, great animals like lions and leopards and so many things following him. That this little poppy started developing features of a wild animal. Most people misplace that very prophecy, but I understand who the prophecy was talking about, and his man, Simon Ekpa. Now, they call him the name, because of the name they call him, the derogatory name they call him. To just drive this thing home, they call him Mabuda, but actually he's not Mabuda. Do you know what they called? They called David Mabuda, the same name they gave to him. David was standing against Goliath, who was a tall man. And now Master Simon Ekpa is standing against Nigeria, who they call giant of Africa. So you see the prophecy. So for most of us who derive things through the prophetic code, this is what has happened. Master Simon Ekpa is described with the name, the derogatory name they give King David. Now, this should tell you that who is to get us Biafra is Master Simon Ekpa. So you have to make up your mind and know who you follow. My story is driving home to you that the time has arrived. Biafra is no more a dream. It is a reality. I want to go straight now to one of the significance of what also lead for you to believe what I'm saying. During the time of David being the king, David was still running for his life. Like Master Simon Ekpa now in Finland, Nigerian government is sending messages. They want to bring him home. They want to prosecute. They want to kill him. He's in Finland. So is some King David running and hiding in the cage. Do you know what happened? Most people that were disgruntled moved and went to David's camp and told David, we want to serve under you. Now, try and make connection with the autopilot, how he started. The disgruntled people like me, who was in the old house, moved on and said, no, there's an anointing here. We moved to the David of our time, which is Master Simon Ekpa. And now we are here. Look at what is going on. The old house is collapsing. And as I'm talking to you, like what happened to King Saul. King Saul went down. Those DOS and most men that are there, they didn't have the vision. They don't have no members anymore. I'm saying this to remind most of us here that where you are is where God wants you to be. You are on the right track. So do not look back, because Biafra is here with us. The brief achievement, I had the opportunity to be in Finland. I witnessed what happened. Prophetic said that those animals, those big animals you see that were following the puppy, let me tell you what it is. What it was right now, you see engineers, you see doctors, professors. I could count with my finger professors I met in Finland. We are not less than 10 people that I can identify by myself. And doctors, the old IPOB, the old DOS, I'm sorry to tell you this, there's not such thing. Because everybody was not clear. They didn't define what they were looking for. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the focus. When he was out of the picture, no, these guys could not do anything tangible. So, not taking your time much, I want to briefly hint what this Biafran government in exile, briefly, the things I can note by myself, what they have achieved. So that you can know where you belong. If you are really looking for Biafra, if you're not looking to just to improve your life by trying to sabotage what you are doing by being an informant to the zoo government, then you have to know that who you follow now is who God led, is using to lead us to Biafra land. Now, brief achievement. We have a charter. A charter has been written. And that charter is given to us, is open for amendment. That charter is a constitution. That's how a nation is formed. And another thing is, we have our ID card that is ongoing now. This is very, very authentic, very secure. When you log in there, it's even more authentic than most countries in the world. Most African countries cannot even compare to the kind of ID card system we are going in now. That is the second achievement. There are so many of them, but I'm going to mention few that I lay my hands on just for the purpose of this event. Now we have BLA angels guarding Biafra land. You heard what our Prime Minister said, how we are neutralizing the zoo. Before, they used to come in our place, they kill at Mpo, they kill in Nemene, nobody challenges them. And before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left, when they formed the ESN, you know what he said? He said, this kind of attitude of coming to kill in Biafra land is no longer obtainable. But what happened when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu left? I was inside that old thing. I asked a question. Why are you people not taking what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said? And that was one of the things that made me to throw me out. But it's another story for another day. So let me go back to we now have a Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto government in homeland. These are all functioning and working. If you need information, they give it to you. So if you are looking for Biafra, how do you measure that kind of what you want? Is it not the people when you contact them, they give you information, and this is where we are going. They give you, update you on what they are achieving for Biafra. Another thing is we have representatives across the globe at this moment, which I am one of them. And there is no going back about it. I have decided to sacrifice myself, my life, to ensure that Biafra come, following Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you have not made that conscious decision to put yourself as sacrificial lamb, that means you are just sitting on the fence still. You may be here, but you're sitting on the fence. So I'm encouraging you, please, make every effort to ensure that you know who you follow. And use, because you do not need to deceive yourself. I'm not a young man anymore. I've been living in this country for the past 30 years. So I made my decisions. There's no two ways about it. So make up your mind and know who you follow. I'm encouraging you, please ensure that you are supporting this movement. Not only supporting it with your life, because that is the only way we can get Biafra. And also, summarily, I want to encourage all of us to be our brother's keeper to the restoration of this Biafra. Do not make sure of your brother's errors or mistakes. Find his virtues and encourage him. Like our Master Simon Ekpa said yesterday when we were having fundraising. He said, those people that are in the old house and come in, encourage them. Do not leave them. Do not disparage. Do not say, hey, Do not tell them that you're not welcome. Welcome them and make sure that you make them to understand why that we are moving as Biafrans. Let there be love. So that is the one thing I want you to take home concerning this struggle, because a lot of people are still, if you talk to the old house, they are so wicked in their heart that they do not see any good thing coming from us anymore. And you can see the one that he even announced my name, who is making me famous now. They call him Ikenga. I don't know where he's coming from. The one that he came in the openly and this own IPOB, old IPOB, when he was going to Nigeria. So he goes there, they give him security. After he come back now, he want to come back now. He's now calling my name, making me famous. Well, I thank him for making me famous. Now, I have come to the conclusion of this, my encouragement words. I am not known for great internet speech, but I'm known for sacrificial devotion internally and prayer, spiritual prayer. In the spirit, we engage. So anywhere you want to do your own, if you're more, because what we are facing is enormous. It's just something you see with ordinary eye, but there's war in the utmost of heaven concerning Biafra. God bless BRGIE, Biafra Republic Government in Exile. God bless Biafrans. God bless Mazi Simon Ekpa. God bless Belgium. God bless Finland. And God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. God bless Biafrans home and abroad. We are all going home soon. Thank you very much. Ndibai, Ndewono. And on that note, we will proceed to the next item of our this event, the visitation of our PM and the Biafran government in exile to Belgium. I'm calling on now on I am supporting, please, let me not finish without doing the right thing. I'm supporting this very particular today event, visitation of our Prime Minister with 500 euros. Oh. Thank you. And the next online is our brother Mazi Uche Nnakwe. He has something to tell us. You can proceed.
Please let us be keeping it short because there are still a lot of people to ask questions. Biko.
Okay, thank you. We'll do that.
Uche Nnakwe, where is he? Uche Nnakwe, where is he? Your hand, please, up, please. Uche Nnakwe. Can I search you, Uche? No. All right, that is the Uche, okay. All right, unmute yourself, please. And why is your camera not on? Unmute yourself.
I try to unmute myself. Can you on my camera, please?
Yeah, please don't switch the camera off again because when you leave it on, please just try and leave it on like that, please. All right, put on your camera. Put it on.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much. All hail Biafra. Obatobie, you are welcome to Belgium, the headquarters of European Union. I call you Ikukama Nonya. Anana Agbo na Atani. Ndewo. Chukwu continue to guide you and protect you. We thank you, we love you for all the good work you have been doing for Biafra. I thank God for bringing you in at the point of time you needed you most. The only leaders, Biafrans, the Igbos have ever.
And by Dalo Lineno, only if Konisi, when I saw any and many rock on Pasinketa, as a Kupasinketa, Mano Numa, I think which by zero, and the Cosidi, and the king of the Ifabia from Prime Minister Kuni Rockwa, Zoduki Biabo, Iabo, Ibo Media, Kaisiko when you tell Nkozia do Kemba, Geniki when you Basta Makaya Bifa. Kabaroke drop for your comment, your own suggestion. Ni endani ne Biafran Prime Minister Kuni Rockwa. Thank you so much and stay tuned at Igbo Media. Daro no munem kemesian.